Actually, I'd heard a few referrals from a few different people that I work with, and I actually had an accident this winter hitting some ice, and heard referrals from them and ended up coming in here and was very pleased with their professional, how quick they could get me in and their professional manner just over the phone. So I called a few different places and this is where I ended up. So right away after my first appointment, I had not been sleeping well previously to this, before the accident. And after coming here, my first night, I slept like a baby. I didn't wake up with any aches and pains the first night. So that made me a true believer. After I continued to get better after each appointment, and that's what made me a believer that they're able to fix all my little aches and pains that I didn't even realize I was having. They educate you, for one. I think it's great that they taught me so much my first appointment. Right off the bat, they taught me a lot of things I didn't even realize were probably affecting me more than what I realized. So that's why I would recommend them right off the bat. They come in, they get me in right away. They're professional the whole way through. I'm in, I'm out, it's fixed. I go home feeling good. So that's definitely why I would recommend Schofield's. It's very important to trust your doctor and someone who's physically touching you and you're working so close with. I trust everyone here. They're so great to work with. They're so friendly. They're so just so nice to work with. So it's very important to trust them, and I definitely do.
Our regular chiropractor was on vacation at one point, and they recommended coming here, and we were here once and then returned several times, and I appreciated the fact that Dr. Schofield works on my muscles before he does the adjusting. I tend to be very tense in my back and neck, and it's very important to me that those muscles are a little bit relaxed or worked with before the adjustment so that it's not as painful. And just as we, meaning my children and I, as we continue to come, just continue to appreciate his professionalism, the way that he is able to adjust whatever. If there's a pain, he can say, well, let's try this or let's try that. But at the same time, me being an RN, it was important for me that he would also say, maybe that's a doctor thing. Maybe you need to see your medical doctor for that. And a couple times he has. He has said, I will adjust you, but if this ever happens, be sure you see the doctor, or if that ever happens, you need to see the doctor. I appreciated that too, that he is professional enough to say, that's out of my line. This is what you need. My daughter is a dancer. She's a modern dancer, and she has multiple aches and pains, knees, ankles. She did color guard in high school, so wrist problems, and she appreciated the way that Dr. Schofield would adjust her different body parts. It's not just spine and neck. For her, it was spine, neck, hips, knees, ankles, wrists, sometimes elbow. So that was very important that she could trust him to do that as well. My son sees Dr. Schofield for mostly neck and back, once in a while, hip. So yes, I want a doctor that I can send my kids to, and they're old enough that I can just send them here and know that they'll be taken care of very well. The office staff is incredible. They always call us by name. They're very friendly. I appreciate that too. I have recommended Dr. Schofield to neighbors and friends, and once a friend, I believe, was out of town and I recommended them to come here. It's close, it's quick, but that is not the most important part. The most important part is that I know they will be taken care of professionally and with care.
As an employer, we definitely take very good care of our employees, and it's very important that our employees' bodies work and function as good as possible all the time to save from future injuries, and just any type of back injury can be a bigger issue working it in a strenuous environment. And we found that with our employees, if they do have problems, we send them. and we also cover insurance and things like that, but we send them when we feel that they need, that would be a need for them. And you know what? They're not sick as much. They're not, there's a lot of things that I feel is a benefit. They work harder, they work smarter, they just feel better. Personalities are better, it's a better work environment. I would have to say the stress load that we as individuals have to take on these days is very hard on your body, and our employees seeing me take the time to get adjusted, to feel good, they see the personality, and I try to, lead by example, and one way to do that is by always being tuned and in a good mood, and, it's amazing how feeling good and, exercising and those things and what they can do for you. The benefits to coming to Schofield is definitely the doctors and the care. If you've never seen a chiropractor, you would definitely want to come here, for the simple fact is the evaluation for each individual thing that might be, creating problems, whether it be shoulders, knees, backs, hips. They're very good at taking care of the individual need of the customer. And I would have to say I don't have to come as much, for the simple fact is when I leave, I'm perfect. I'm not just cracked and broke. I'm actually, where I'm supposed to be. If you spend an hour here, you're going to feel great for months. I can definitely say my golf game is definitely getting better.